Hope this is okay. Hi guys, and welcome back to All Things Fantasy, my channel. I'm back from my hiatus, my holiday hiatus that I took with my family. In this video, I'm going to be talking to you guys about family lineage charts and how to make your very own family lineage tree chart for your fantasy series. And if you are a epic fantasy writer like I am, you will find that you're going to probably most likely have a lot of people in your in your series, a lot of characters, an extensive amount of lore, folklore that stretches over 2 to 3 or 4,000 years, even more. And you have quite the buildup and the substantial amount of information that you are going to be using, fantasy maps. And I will actually be clicking on the video of if you haven't seen my video of how to create a fantasy map, please check it out, as well as how to create your very own a brand new language for your fantasy series. You can also click down below and see that. You can see it. So yes, in doing for the lineage, how to create your family lineage, a chart, a tree. I want to actually talk to you in generalities about that, because what I'm going to start doing here on this channel is I'm going to make like a simple video of like 10 minutes, 10 to maybe 15 minutes long, not that very long. And the videos that I've actually released before here on this channel, which was really like long, like an hour long, I'm actually going to be putting those into a perhaps like a book form, a notebook form, a workbook form, so that videos are not so tremendously long. And I know that they're very lecture style, course style. And well, I thought about this, like, what if I could actually just kind of just talk about it in, 10-minute, 15-minute video form in a very brief, style. I can always be able to send you guys over to my website or links below to where you can actually, purchase or check out freebies of workbooks on how to make particular things for your fantasy series that I have available. So that's the direction where I'm going. And so for this video, I definitely just want to talk to you about the importance of doing if you feel that you need to, like, hey, I have like a shitload of characters. I know I do, for my fantasy series, and it's just, I don't want them all over the place. They have to make sense. Their familial lineage connection, their crest, who they are, what they're about, their particular significance and what they play and their role they play with throughout the series. It's incredibly important that you must make a chart, a family tree chart. And because especially if there is a lot of interlinking between other families, like, intermarriage or something like that happens, or someone's not behaving themselves and they actually go off and do a Jamie Lannister and Cersei, you know what I'm talking about. So that's really important to do. And so, okay, so I know I took off my hoodie. It was so hot. I turned off the heater and then I took off my hoodie and So 5 reasons you should make a family tree for your fantasy series. The first one is order versus chaos. Distinguishing from other families. So like I said before, if you have a lot of, a tremendous amount of characters that are in your series, that is like a tremendous amount, and you have like 3 or 4 different dimensions, realms, and it's just, it is a mandate. It is absolutely critical that you must, I say that you must make a family tree. And like, if you have a Game of Thrones type of deal, make a family tree for each family. If you have J.R.R. Tolkien type of myth, lore, it is spanning for like 8 to 10,000 years, make several, if not maybe at least 20, more than that. Sorry, please make your family trees, because the order versus chaos is going to become very, very chaotic if you don't. Most likely just very, very chaotic. And I thought I heard someone knocking at the door. Maybe they went away. Okay, so please make your descriptions are going to be out of order versus chaos. There's just, you can't keep all of these names, all of these family names, like, oh, on a little piece of paper like this. You see this? I mean, this is actually not my character. This is like a list that I'm actually doing for something else, you know, and like over here and over there, and even like in a biblical textbook. And yes, they do actually have apps and applications on, like, you know, Inkvatar or Campfire, where you actually can, which I'm actually will be getting to in a moment, of using to make your family lineage and your charts and whatnot. And those I will be linking down below, all of those websites. It's really important that you just, you're going to not regret it, and you're going to thank me for telling you this. Number 2, tons of people have this last name, and you need to make a difference between all of those people with the same last name, more especially the men, because the women's names are going to be changing very often, every generation, and most likely within the same generation, women actually, you know, get married 3 or 4 or 5 times, depending on how many times that they change their husbands, or their husband kills over. So yes, you have like 100 to 200, maybe 300 people that very well has the same last name in the family tree, or especially, just like I said, your male counterparts, your male counterparts, your patriarch lineage is going to have that last name going for maybe several hundred, even 1,000 years. And it's incredibly important that you must create this tree, distinguish between them. Marcus Olivier the first most likely is going to be very different from Marcus Olivier the 10th. Who the hell were they? When did they exist? Is also very important to distinguish and to make notification on your family lineage chart. When did this person exist? Of course, you're going to have dates. Please have dates. At the same time, you really need to make it clear that you don't get whichever program that you decide to use, if you even decide to actually kind of draw it or create it yourself, or maybe hire another, like an artist, to do it for you. Make sure that you hire, if you hire someone to do it for you, that they have, you know, their templates of the fonts and whatnot are going to be clearly legible, to be able to be seen, the names, the timelines, the events, the dates, birth and death, when they were born and when they just kind of clocked over. Yes. So, please distinguish between the names, and because it's important. Now, number 3, historical events. Historical events are incredibly imperative to be to include into your family lineage, because like I said before, which when you want to actually distinguish between Olivier the First versus Olivier the 10th, you want to also know, yeah, you have the dates of when these particular people were born. Sometimes you do and sometimes you don't. And that's the thing with the beauty of being the author and the creator of your series, because why wouldn't you have a date for this particular person's birth or date that is going to be a really nice clue to the reader when they actually open up the front of your book? Whoa, there's some people have dates to their birth and death, but this person has like a question under it. And that really kind of it makes it very inquisitive to the reader. What happened to this character? Why this person is in question? And it really brings a strong curiosity of what's going to go on in the story. See? And yes, historical events are important because now, like I said, I want to say this one, yes, I'm all about the order versus chaos and not having everything all over the place. And like I said before, yes, but it's also very important to kind of leave a little question. Like I said, you can leave some dates, like, with a question mark of some people and whatnot. And you're just, or some people are a definite, like birth and date, whatnot. Historical events, you can do the same thing for number 3. That's another reason you want to actually put some historical events for some particular characters that are on the lineage, on the chart, but not for every single one, because you're going to get cluttered. It's going to be just too obvious. And why would anyone want to just like, no, I don't, God, this is inundating, it's overwhelming. And by the time I read this whole entire chart of all like 7 or 8 or 9 families at the start of your book, because usually people put like their family charts in the beginning of their books before they start reading, they're not going to want to read it. So please understand that and be careful with it.
Okay, so just quickly, I wanted to kind of show you, give you a gist of actually creating your own family family tree chart from one of the reputable websites where you can do that, and that would be through World Anvil. World Anvil is actually a really great place for fantasy artists. Well, actually there's a lot of art there, but it's writers, it's authors, and that you can create your own family line genealogy there from scratch. And here is the page of the website where you could actually get started. World Anvil is for free. They do have a basic free version, but they also have options for you to actually to upgrade to the paid pro versions. But this will do just fine for your basic features. For your just starting out, if you're just starting out for World Anvil, I'm going to try it out to see how you like it. And they do have some basic or free features that you can start off with, and focusing if you wanted to actually just really kind of hone in on your family chart genealogy line. This is just a kind of a quick look over of what you would be doing and starting that out. And it really isn't something difficult. It's something kind of like it pretty much is a point in shoot target. It's nothing that's going to be really incredibly like overbearing. Something that you have to like, oh goodness, kind of work your way around with, and it's just incredibly frustrating. It's something that you can actually be able to build on quite easy in a very simplified manner. And you also have the option of just like, this is actually the word base. Once you actually have each character that you can go in and make types of configurations or settings to how you would want your genealogy, your family tree to look on your interface of your account when you go in to click on for your family chart. So you have different types of choices, options there. And this right here, what I'm showing you here is just the setup, the description of each character, of each family, what you would like to have, worded in the boxes for each character. You also have the option for time dates, where the particular country they're from, their significance of the character, just like I was discussing before, and specifying just the importance of actually making a family chart, a genealogy tree to begin with. All the things that you can do with this as a fantasy author in a writer, to show your readers what's going on in your story. So that actually is something that you can really explore, really discover, here at World Anvil. So you have, you can just go at it and just whatever is going to please fit your story, fit you as an author. You're writing what your story is trying to say, what you're trying to actually write and to convey as a writer to your readers, whatever goes. So this is this is something that I've made. It's just an example of the Tataham family line that I just kind of show you what you can do. I kind of made that made that name up just to kind of give you an idea of what can be done here on the World Anvil website. And the great thing about World Anvil, like I said before, yes, it is free for the basic free version. If you want to get into something more, or you want to create your whole entire Bible codex, along with your family lineage tree and your maps and your magic systems and all of that, you have the ability to do that. But however, you don't want the whole public seeing all of your what you're doing behind the scenes. You don't want to see your readers, not as yet as you're actually preparing. You don't want to see, you don't want them to be privy to that information beforehand. So you can actually go into the pro version, the paying version, and have that under lock and key, so that will not be on public access for anyone else to see. Now, as you can see here, we are going into our next option, what you can actually, if you don't want to do the World Anvil, if you want to actually do something that you want to maybe create yourself from scratch, Canva is a really good option. And as you're seeing right here, I'm bringing up Canva. I'm bringing up a template. There are templates of family trees that are, basic. They're nothing really to shout about. I mean, they're just, I think you actually get more out of World Anvil, because World Anvil allows you to be as creative and artistic with your layout and your interface for your family trees. Whereas Canva is like, it's like, you see, it only has like a few templates where you can choose from. But this is only just for example purposes, only for presentation purposes. I'm showing you. I personally would never in 10,000 million years to arbitrarily use what they have here in Canva, just, whatnot. However, that said, you can actually start with a blank slate. It doesn't have to be like an already improved template, and actually customize your own family lineage from the blank slate. But with that, you do have to actually just configure and upload your own patterns, backgrounds, that sort of thing. And if you are not an artist and you really want your family tree looking just really just amazing for your books or printouts, that you would happen actually to give out to your fan base or your Patreon, that sort of thing. You really want it just incredible. And you would probably most likely, if you don't want to fool around with that, you want to spend time more writing, you can hire someone to do that for you. But for intent purposes, I just want to show you what you are able to do with an already fixed template in Canva for your family tree. So I'm just kind of toddling around here with, if you see here at the top, there already have like some people, you know, in some of these like templates, like you can actually form around with your prototype family tree. And you can go in there, you can actually change out the pictures. The frames would still be there. You can change out the pictures, put like your own like type of like art of your character in there. Change out your titles of the people, change the names, that sort of thing. So it does make it easy just to move things around and to customize how you see fit. It's if you have time on your hands, if you want it done the way that you want it done. But if you don't have time for that, you don't want to fool around with that, like I said before, you can always hire someone else to do it for you. And it's kind of showing you here what you're able. I'm pretty sure, can you guys see that? I apologize if you can't. I need to configure that so that I can zoom in. Oh, there you go. So, kind of show you here what I'm able to do with the changing out of the names. You also actually can change out the fonts. You can actually change whatever font that you want for the characters. And yeah, you can also, like with the base of the box, I'm not doing that right now, but so that the text is not actually longer than the box that it's in. You can change that too, but right now we're not going to do that. I'm just going to keep it the same because this is what I kind of show you how we're able to get around. And yeah, just to give you just a idea of what you can do here in Canva. This is to give you an idea what you can do with Canva, with the family lineage. Like I said before, I wouldn't touch something like this in 1,000 years. I would not use something, I mean, this template is terrible. It's awful. I wouldn't just think of, some people would, but you do. I am going to tell you, if you are a fantasy writer, you're not going to use something like this. You're definitely going to want to customize. But this is just to get, this would be something okay to use for yourself, to keep for your own resources, for your own Bible codex. Do not actually use something like this and upload it to World Anvil. And the reason why, I mean, if you want to, you can, but if you don't want anyone else seeing this, you most likely have to upgrade to the pro version. But like I said, keep it for your own resources, for your own uses. And it's not going to look spectacular or anything, just for your own purposes, for your own uses. And for that, we are going to just kind of roughly go over just the reasons, bullet point reasons why to create a family lineage chart or family tree. Order versus chaos, patterns according to timelines, chronology of keeping everything in place. Oh wow, that wasn't very long at all. Keeping everything in place for yourself and reader. Number 2, too many present or back ancestral characters with the same name. You must, please differentiate. You want to keep that differentiating, really going with, Rothenberger 1, Rothenberger 2, 8, 3, 4, 5, 6, where are these people, what time an event, what time in the particular time in their realm did they exist? What do they do? Who are they? Where do they live? Which kingdom did they belong to? Number 3, historical preservation. Which event happened to which family member? That's the third reason why you want to create a family tree. To keep, is where did these events happen? When did they happen? You could have had 2 wars within the same country and they were called the same thing, and when did they happen? Because dates are an important thing. You really want to create a date lineage. So, number 4, which is actually one of our, I wanted to add this one, you can use a family lineage tree as a marketing tool. Use your chart as an incentive through your monthly newsletter, Patreon tier, etc. This is actually a really good way of, not only including your family tree in your book at the beginning or the back of it, most likely, you do want to use this as an incentive to really appease your fan base between one book is written, between 2 books are written, whatnot. One book after you finish one series of a book, one book of a series, you have them waiting around. Oh my gosh, I really want to know about, this particular family and their ongoings, whatnot. And it would be a really nice incentive or a gift to give to your fan base in the Patreon tier as a newsletter incentive. If you're actually doing newsletters for the fan base, these are all good things. I think the marketing tool for the family tree is a really good idea. It really it creates an interest. And there's all sorts of things you can, different types of family trees that you can create. Not just it's like a base family tree. You can have like I said, a historical family tree, a kingdom-based family tree, a family tree just is involving like women, the women lineage of the line, whatnot, or the men lineage of the line. All in particular types of families, what magic system this particular family is using versus what the other family is using. So, there's so many things you can go into with family trees and different types. There's hundreds of ways that you can make family trees. And I definitely would like, this video is like a tip of the iceberg. I'm talking about family trees. I really like to keep this dialogue going. And in the future, I would like to come back and make just more in-depth videos of different ways you can make family trees. This is just an introductory video that kind of gives you the idea of what's happening and how to get a boost and your storytelling. So with that, I bid you good day. Have a wonderful time. I hope you had just a really great time in just soaking all of that in, and because I know I did. And I look forward to seeing you guys next time. I bid you adieu, au revoir, auf Wiedersehen. Bye, y'all.